Welcome to Inspire and Move, the show that inspires you to create, connect, and grow. I'm going to bring you meaningful conversations, aha moments, and all the motivation you need to up-level every part of your life. I'm Ali Aruda, founder of Inspire and Move, and your personal hype girl. I've gone from fashion school to celebrity stylist to corporate marketing to brick-and-mortar entrepreneurship with my husband, each time learning incredible lessons how to pivot, reimagine, and implement the steps to become successful. I'm passionate about inspiring others to live their best life, a life of joy. We have the power to design a life that we love, because life is too short not to. The best part is that you weren't meant to do this alone. If you feel like you are meant for more, let me ride shotgun with you, and together, let's get you to where you want to go. How do you feel someone comes to the event on May 21st, whether she's an extroverted girly, she's an introverted girly, they're coming to the event, they're in the room. How can they extract the best experience from the $1 Million Personal Brand experience?
Oh my gosh, there's so much. There is going to
Like,
be
this is
so
hot
much.
seat coaching for anyone that's coming. Like, you should listen to this and make sure you do exactly this.
Yes, exactly. So to get the most out of the room, I always just say be present. I know there's going to be a million and one things pinging off in your inbox. There's going to be a million and one DMs in their Instagram. There's going to be so much that's going to pull your attention. But if you can really lock in for the day, be fully present in those moments where you're feeling a bit awkward, our intention is we pull out our phone, right? We try to look busy. But it's like walking up to that stranger and talking to them and asking them what are their goals, what are they working towards. That would be my biggest piece of advice. But secondly, take action fast. Like, this is kind of the blanket success rule in general. The reason why I have built 5 successful businesses, made multi-millions online in just 10 years of my whole business career is because I move fast. And so I would say if you loved something from that panel, we have a few breaks throughout the day. Go and take action on it right away. Send off that email, hit up that person, network in the room, see if there's anyone that can open those doors for you, because fast action beats everything. And by the end of the day, you'll probably have deals going on, you'll have income flowing in, you'll have clients flowing in. And that now means you're a day ahead of where you would have been if you waited until tomorrow and took action then.
Girl, you're speaking my language I feel same. I can't wait for us to be in the room together
I
physically
know.
because I feel like we're so similar, but I am the same action taker. I have stepped out of rooms on breaks and I've sent voice notes. Last year when we were at our mastermind, during a break, I voice noted our videographer that we had just for projects and said to him, like, all right, when we're back, I want to have a meeting and chat about bringing you on for a monthly retainer, because content is a big part of our business, for our fitness business, but also for my personal brand. And let's just get this set up for, 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, so good.
And another thing that's come to my sort of awareness from being in rooms that I think is so great in terms of taking action, but setting yourself up for success with like the follow-up post-event connections, is to even snap a photo with that girly that you met and just like sending her a text or a DM to be like, oh my gosh, Jess, let's take a selfie. I'm going to send it to you. What's your number? And then you know that you have that visual reminder, and then you can connect with her once you're home and settled.
Yeah, 100%. What I realized from going to events in the US, particularly coming from Australia, it was really interesting, the cultural differences. Because Australians, we kind of go, we don't want to annoy people. And this deep fear of not wanting to annoy people is so outrageous, but it is so deeply ingrained in our culture. And by annoy people, what I mean by that is, we're not going to ask for the number because we don't want to be annoying. We're not going to text them and then send a follow up and then send another follow up because we don't want to be annoying. And that's something that I've always led with. Last year, I had the incredible Jen Gottlieb on my podcast, and she was like, Jess, you did not give up. Like, you did not stop emailing me. So here we are. And then when I read it, I loved your pitch and I'm so excited to do the podcast. But I, quote unquote, annoyed her until she said yes. And now she's a friend. She's speaking on the stage in New York, and it's just so interesting. So I love that you said that, because it is such a powerful tool to take a photo, because you won't always remember who was Jess from the event, but when you have
Mhm.
a photo, instantly it brings back the conversation you had, the context, who they are, what they do. And I do think that's a really nice touch, because you'll always remember someone's face and how they made you feel, but you may not always remember their name, unfortunately. So that's such a good tip.
Oh my gosh, yes. And okay, I need to know more. Like, I think this is such a great story for people to know, because this day and age, I think you nailed it, where people feel like they're going to be annoying, but people need multiple touch points, whether it is being able to connect with a brand and know that I don't know, I'm drinking a Spindrift right now. So people would probably need to see me posting about Spindrift like 7 times to know,
Yeah.
okay, yes, Allie's a brand ambassador or just loves the product, because we consume things so quickly. So people need that multiple touch point. And
Yeah.
absolutely, that's the same case for any brick and mortar business, gym, med spa, whatever it may be. But what did that process look like for you to be able to identify, I want Jen Gottlieb on my podcast, and this is the course of action that I'm going to take and not give up?
Yeah. I think the problem with people these days is they are looking for how, when it's like it's not about the how. How is you email someone, you message them, you find their Instagram and you DM them. But so many people are like, and clients that I work with get stuck in the, yeah, but what should I say? And all of these things. But I do have pitch templates, because what you say does matter, and how you can influence people and really connect to them on an emotional level. That's going to be key. But really the key came from the follow-up, came from the action, came from not giving up. The way I see success in general is, if you never stop, how can you not get there eventually? If it's a
Mhm.
path, then if you never stop, you're always going to succeed. It doesn't mean there's not going to be roadblocks in the way. It doesn't mean that it's going to be painful at times and you'd rather give up. But if you never stop, you're always going to get there. So for me, I knew that last year I decided to do a USA podcast tour, which as an Australian is like unheard of. I don't know anyone who's done it. So I decided I'm going to go and do a USA podcast tour, some incredible guests over there. And I knew nobody. I didn't have anyone to unlock the doors for me. I had no one to say, hey, Jess, here's an intro. Let's just connect you and let's go. So I was coming in cold, so cold that they're like, who the heck is this chick from Australia emailing me? So I one, you have to find the emails. You have to find the side door and the back door. I will stalk, but make it cute, but stalk people on LinkedIn, Instagram, wherever you need to find whoever you need to contact. Some celebrity level people, you can't contact them. So you have to find their agent or the gatekeeper or whoever it is. Once you have that, you just go to town on your emails and your pitch. And so I started emailing and pitching a lot of incredible women in the US. Jen Gottlieb was one of them. And we sent, no joke, I think we sent maybe 6 follow ups, 6 emails from different angles, different ways, different kind of messages, memos. And they're going to be like, God damn, this chick Jess won't give up. Like, she will not give, who the hell is this? And I'm going to click it and I'm going to read, what does she keep emailing me about? So one, it gets you on the radar. But two, what I think most people miss is it's actually not annoying. It's helpful because people are busy. So I love a good follow up for myself because I'm busy. But two, if someone pitches me and they never follow up, the message that it sends me is they don't care enough. They didn't want me on there enough. And so if someone does not want it enough, I'm not going to give you my time. I'm not going to give you an hour of my time to come and do a podcast if you don't want it bad enough. And so it shows that, hey, Jen, I didn't just send a blanket email out. I personalized this to you. I actually really wanted you on the podcast and I'm not giving up because that is a goal. And they feel valued. And when we come back to human nature, it's not even about the words you say per se, but human nature is people want to feel valued. People want to feel special. People want to feel seen. And if you can make people feel special and seen, you can, again, get connections. You can get into the rooms that maybe are locked to everyone else. But that's the part of influence that I think most people miss. And because of that, then Jen and I connect regularly. And now she's coming to New York and she's part of my event. And so it started from that day. But if I gave up after the first email and I made it about me, which most people make it about them. Oh, they must hate me. Oh, they must think I'm annoying. And that's our ego. That's our ego. As much as we put it together, like, I'm so kind, I don't want to be annoying. No, it's your ego and you're trying to protect yourself, and stop making it about you and think about the person on the other side.
Oh my gosh, that was so good. And I just feel like people can take so much action on that. I love what you said about the follow up. Like, if they don't follow up, it's like, all right, well, I guess you actually weren't that interested in me. So
Yeah.
moving on. Next.
Yeah.
Okay, well, now I have to know, like, who is on your dream podcast guest list, which could also follow into another category of like dream event guest speaker list.
Yes. Okay. This is kind of a rogue one, but Paris Hilton is number
Ooh.
one on my podcast dream list, mainly because, and people are like, but why? And so for me, I actually think yes, she has a reputation, dumb blonde, all of this. I think she's really reinventing herself and really shifting that narrative now. I think she is an absolute genius. Just like the
Mhm.
Kardashians get told they're dumb and they're famous for being nothing, I think they are the most smart people in the world because they made an entire career, an entire industry out of nothing, out of being themselves, out of building a personal brand. And I relate a lot to Paris Hilton because, one, she's blonde, she gets underestimated a lot. She is shy and an introvert, yet she's built a major public figure and career around being herself. And I relate so much to that story and that journey. And it's so relatable, but I think it's a story that we don't hear enough. We don't hear enough about the shy introvert who also can build a famous personal brand. We don't hear about the young blonde girl who gets underestimated at every turn, being a billionaire but still underestimated in the world and still lobbying at the White House and doing all of these things. I think that is a really powerful narrative that we don't hear enough. So I would love to get Paris Hilton. And it's interesting because I started doing a series on my Instagram. Just, I put it out there. I was like, I've been saying this behind the scenes. I'm just going to put it out there. Once I did, the crazier things started to happen. A friend of mine knew Paris Hilton's ex brand manager who was in Sydney when I was going to Sydney. She now lives in Sydney, and she literally used to work out of Paris Hilton's kitchen table and was hanging out with her family every single day. And so I connected with her and had her on my podcast, and we're now good friends. And then other people are sending me other celebrities or other incredible social media experts or podcast experts who have been in the room with Paris Hilton. And so the connections are already opening up. So it's really cool because when you put yourself out there, and I was like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. Like, if Paris Hilton sees this, how cringe that I'm like doing a whole series. But then I was like, again, it shows that I'm serious. Like, I actually want this, and I'm getting the community behind me, and doors are opening, and I'm 1 degree of separation. So putting yourself out there and being cringe and claiming it is really eye-opening and door-opening. So that's cool. So Paris Hilton would be my top, but honestly, there are so many. Like, Kris Jenner would be the vibe. She is
That'd be
the
a
mother.
great
She
interview.
is, yeah, she is it. There are so many incredible, incredible women out there. The list is endless, really.
Well, I love all of the breadcrumbs that are coming your way. Pretty soon you're going to have like a bowl of croutons of all of these breadcrumbs for the Paris Hilton opportunity. That is so
Yeah,
cool how that's happening, Jess.
yeah, yeah. So
And
when it
I'm
happens,
such a,
you will know.
sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, when it happens, you'll get the behind the scenes.
Yes, I love that we're talking about this right now. I am such a big proponent of manifesting, and I say manifesting like really as a blanket because I think you have people like Amanda Francis that has built this incredible brand and books and courses and coaching and masterminds all about manifesting. I am not to that scale, but I've reflected on some things in my life that are pretty freaking cool that I have like set the intention, and definitely comes with like that power of writing things down. Like today I was out for lunch with a girlfriend who like 10 years ago I was on my list of like I really want to be friends with this girl. And we had lunch today and I posted it on Instagram And she's like, wait, what? I was like, oh, maybe I didn't ever tell you that. But yeah, you were like in my like top list of like people I wanted to be friends with because I loved how like she built her personal brand online and just all these things about her. And she's become a really special friend. And I have a few examples of that in my life. And it depends on who it is that even for you, like let's use Paris Hilton as an example. For you, if we were going to workshop it, I feel like if you see Paris Hilton being a keynote speaker at an event, I'm going to go out on a limb and assume you're probably going to buy a ticket with the VIP access to get access, going back to our earlier conversation,
Yeah.
to have that access to Paris Hilton because you're playing the long game.
Yeah. 100%. If you keep being visible, they're just like, oh, this chick again, she's back. And eventually they can't ignore, you know?
And I think that kind of all of these things that we're talking about, they all work together. And I want to dive a little bit more into the world of like personal brand and building that magnetic personal brand that attracts income and opportunities. But to get there, I think it's also stretching those muscles of being in rooms and taking action and capturing the content and building those relationships and being visible, like in person with those connections and also online.
Yeah. Honestly, it's just endless with building your personal brand. It really is endless. You really just have to put in so many reps. And the faster you take the reps, the quicker you're going to get there, really.
Yeah. And they might not all be sexy reps. Like we might have some messy ones that are, or like strikeouts. And I love how I'm like trying to weave in baseball terms here. I was like, maybe that's not my vibe, but, but putting those reps in. And then, yeah, some are messy. Some will be beautiful and like nicely curated, but it at least is going to build that muscle and that consistency piece.
Yeah. What I always say is where there's a will, there's always a way, but it depends how willing you are to do it. And most people are
Mm.
not willing. And most people hate to hear that, but most people are not willing to get to where they need to be. And that means looking cringe. And that means maybe having haters online. That means showing up when you feel tired on some days because you've been putting it off so many days until now. It means feeling the fear and doing it anyway, not waiting until you don't feel fear. And most people are not willing to enjoy that. And that's okay. We all have different values. We all have different definitions of success. But if someone tells me their version of success looks like this, and then they also come to me and tell me they're not willing to do these steps, then I'm going to be honest and say, you're not willing to have that success. So you either need to make a decision on let that goal go, and maybe it's not your idea of success, or you need to double down and be willing to do all these things, to ask a million times, to open up the doors even when they get slammed in your face, and keep going until you get there. It really is guaranteed if we look at success in that way.
Mm-hmm. That's such a great message for everybody like listening, watching. I think I couldn't agree with you more, to be so honest, is that no matter what, if it's like the younger generation, like middle-aged generation, it comes down to like your work ethic. Are you willing to put in
Yeah.
the work, put in those reps, take the messy action? And yeah, like you might lose some friends. You might have people leave your life. You might have people talk about you, or maybe you enter the troll comment experience online, but it's all part of the game. And all of that I
Yeah.
think is going to be character building to what you're actually wanting to create.
Yeah. You know what I think is really cool as well that I just want to reflect back to you is you really are coming in as the MVP right now in terms of being part of this event. And what I want to reflect to you, and I think it's a really cool lesson for everyone as well, is we obviously got connected through a friend, but even once we had our conversation, yes, you know, we connected, it aligned, it was amazing. But the way you've shown up for this event as if it's your own, that I'm telling everyone, I'm like, damn, I'm going to get Ali back every single time. She's going to be on the, we're going to be doing so many cool things together. We're going to be doing some podcasts in New York. And I think, again, that's something that a lot of people miss when it comes to building a personal brand or building a business in general is adding value, because the hardest thing as an event organizer is selling the tickets. And you came in and you were like, right, I'm obviously going to do a great job on stage. That's a given. But you're like, Jess, what can I do? Here's an idea. Here's some
Mm.
things that I want to put forth. And I just want to say that has been so, like, I'm so grateful for you coming with ideas and you coming in. And it's almost like this idea of taking initiative, even for employees in jobs, because so many people just kind of like, cool, thanks so much. And there's a lot of people who haven't replied to even my emails, and it's been challenging. And so it's just such a breath of fresh air. And I think that again goes such a long way when you can say, how can I be a value? How can I help you in your mission? And then we're also then thinking about how can I help you? We're going to do a really fun coffee walk the day after one of your coffee walks and make sure everyone from the event gets there. So I think the more that as women we can give and be of value in a way or help and help towards that bigger goal, it helps everyone. And I think, again, so many people are focused on how do I get on that stage, or how do I get this thing, or how do I get the sale, or how do I do the, and it's like, but what is it that the other person can also benefit from this as well? So I just wanted to reflect that and say thank you. Honestly, I'm so grateful. But also, secondly, I think it's a great lesson for everyone, because not everyone, actually 99% of people do not think like that. So I just wanted to reflect that to you as well.
Oh my gosh, you're so sweet. I thank you. I received that with so much love and gratitude. I'm also a words of affirmation girly. So you're saying this, I'm like, oh, this makes me so
Uh,
happy. That's so nice. But I take that with so much gratitude, but I also agree with what you're saying about showing up with value. Like, how can you provide value? It's something I've really tried to think of for the last few years. And it's no surprise that it has also resulted in incredible opportunities coming my way.
yeah.
And I heard someone say, shocking, it was on stage at an event. The gentleman's name was Jeff Fenster, and he's built this incredible brand, brick and mortar chains for acai bowls. And he talked about the notion of, and I've actually since heard it a few other times from other entrepreneurs, about deposits versus withdrawals and
Mm,
being able to make deposits. So I'm going to make these deposits into Jess's event in New York because I want her to sell every single ticket. I want her to sell every VIP ticket. I want her to get a lot of eyeballs on the event. And I have, I don't know, roughly 12,000 followers. I'm not a Kardashian, but I've got a good engaged audience. So I'm going to share her event with them, and I'm
yeah.
going to share from the event and capture lots of content that then I'll share 3 months after that, because I'm going to make it worth my time also, that I've
Yeah.
invested dollars to fly there. So I'm going to do my due diligence to capture as much as I can. And I'm going to deposit into Jess. And then there might be a time where I was like, you know what? I'd like to make a withdrawal. I have something that I think Jess could really help me with, and I would love
Yeah.
to cash in a withdrawal.
Yeah. Exactly. It's something that a lot of people miss.
And I think it's a really teachable moment for so many people. And you even mentioned, like, for people that work for others, that like I own a business that's brick and mortar with a team that, like, yes, come to me and ask me, like, how can I help? Or better yet, take the initiative, take the action.
Yeah. Yeah.
That, I
Come
want to
with
do this
ideas.
girlfriend's walk for your community. Well, I'm going to figure out where we're starting. I'm going to figure out how I can get a partner involved, and can I get some swag? Like, leave it to me. And then my withdrawal might be like, hey, Jess, can you send an email to your list so that they know about this
Yeah.
event?
Yeah. And we're going to do that. So we're going to have the best walk in the morning after the dinner. We just continue the fun.
It's going to be so great. So, for everyone listening and watching, but just so they know where to go, like in the show notes, how can they first connect with you and consume all of your amazing content? Because I think you also have a lot of really teachable, inspiring content talking about how you have built this magnetic personal brand and how you've also, like, made millions online.
Yeah. Well, the best place is Instagram, and it's at Jess.Williamson8. But also on my podcast, Unstoppable Success, I have shared the whole years on there. I think there's over 300 episodes. So that's a great place. But also come to New York, honestly, just yesterday. So just to paint the picture. So you've got the US, then you fly. So here I'm getting to New York. I fly from Perth to Sydney for 6 hours. I have to wait in Sydney for 12 hours because my second flight got delayed. Then I fly 15 hours to LA. Then I have to fly another 6 or 7 to New York. This is like a 45, 60-hour journey. I don't know. It's long AF. But I had a girl who came across me at a different event that we were at together. She lives in Broome. So that's about 4 or 5 hour flight north of Perth. So you got to come down to Perth, then across the country, then across to Sydney, LA, New York. She Yesterday, she's a wedding celebrant. She messaged me. She was like, Jess, I really want to come to New York. I am trying to get someone else to take over my weddings. Like, that's a big deal to get someone to take over the weddings. She's gotten someone to take over her 3 weddings. She's then flying all across the entire damn world on like 4 flights. And she just got her VIP ticket yesterday. So if people tell me they're busy, if people tell me they can't come because they have to take a flight, like anyone in the US or Canada, you have a short flight. You have a 1 flight, 1 hour maybe. Get in that room because women are moving hell and earth to get there, and this event is going to be the most iconic event, but also like that's the caliber of women you're going to be in the room with. And I don't know about you, but I want to be in the room with people who are willing to do whatever it takes to just get in that room and to make the moves that they know are going to pay off well into their future. So yeah, that's how we're moving, and the link will be in the show notes so everyone can get their tickets from there.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. And I've obviously never been to one of your events before, and I'm excited to be in a room with people that like I know I already have some friends coming, but for the most part, I will not know a lot of those people. So to be able to connect with a whole new group of beautiful souls that are ambitious and they're excited, that's so soul-filling for me. And I think for many of you that listen to this show, this is you. And many of you also don't live across the country in Australia. I think that's like my top 3 country, but we're really like a Canada, US listener, subscriber energy. And so I think that it would be an incredible decision to grab your ticket in the show notes, VIP if they're still available, and come join us.
Come join us. It's going to be so fun.
And to follow you on Instagram, Jess, just like tell us where, again, we're going to have it in the show notes, but how they can find you, what your handle is.
Yes, it's just at Jess.Williamson8. We had to put the 8. There was so many of us. And when I created the name, it was like the thing to do. You add a number, but now it's like so not cool. But I also don't want to change it because it's like then people can't find me. So we're rolling with it.
And I think that's like another great just takeaway, because I noticed this. I love how I was like concluding this episode, but I was like, but wait, and another thing. But I learned this by experience of going to events. So I used to be Inspire and Move on Instagram. It was all one word, like Inspire, A-N-D, Move.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's still the podcast name for now. I'm thinking about changing it. But as I was starting to go to more events, I realized like this is actually not an appropriate like tag for myself, because people are going to meet me as Ali Aruda and then they'll go find me, and then I'm going to be like in the abyss of Instagram because I'm Inspire and Move.
Yeah.
So about 1.5 years ago, 2 years ago, I decided, I was like, all right, I gotta ditch the Inspire and Move handle, and I have to be all in on Ali Aruda and build that personal brand. So if people are listening to this with, maybe like a couple weeks before the event, use this as inspiration and have your name as your Instagram handle, so that when you get into rooms like this and being at events like what Jess has created, you can meet people and they can instantly find you on Instagram. Don't make it difficult for us.
Don't make it hard. Love it.
That's my parting wisdom. Jess, this has been like such a treat to have you. And I am so excited, truly. I can't wait to meet you in person, give you a really big hug, and see your outfit for the event. I'm also really excited about that.
Yes.
And just to be in your energy.
Oh, I am so excited, and I can't wait to see everyone there as well.
So guys, get your ticket. It's in the show notes, and make sure you come say hi to me and Jess. Jess will obviously be really busy, but you're going to want to get a photo with her. And we can't wait to see you all in New York. Thank you so much for listening, so much for watching, and we will see you again soon. Bye, everyone.
See you. Bye.
Thank you so much for listening. If you loved this episode, it would mean so much to me if you took a few seconds and shared this on social media, sent it to a friend, or left a 5-star review. There is power in community, and I'm so grateful to have you part of mine.